friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm here to talk about all the books that I have read in the month of December. I know it's January, almost the end of January, and I'm talking about books that I read in December. This is because I didn't get time earlier to record this video, so better late than never. So in the month of December, I read 6 books, and out of these 6 books, only one book was 3 stars. Remaining books were either 4 or 5 stars. So I had a pretty good reading month. So now let's get started. The first book that I read in the month of December was this, Freedom to Think by Susie Allegri. I have spoken extensively about this book in one of the videos that I made especially for this book because this book was quite impactful. It talks about how social media is clamping down our freedom of thought by lots of manipulations and how we should be aware about these manipulative techniques. So this book is really a great read if you want to make yourself aware about the threats of tech world. Next book I read on audio, and that is Why Has Nobody Told Me About This by Julie Smith. Now Julie Smith is a clinical psychologist, and she has drawn upon her experience of being a psychologist for more than a decade and has imparted some real life lessons that we need to understand if you want to process certain things. So the chapters are really small. You can dip in and out of it as and when you want. There are lessons for dealing with stress, dealing with grief, and other things that therapists usually tend to tell you during the sessions. Now I didn't find anything groundbreaking in this book, and that is because of my experience of therapy. I've been going to therapy for more than 5 years now, and that is why I did not find anything groundbreaking. But someone who is new to therapy or has not even begun their therapy journey, this book is going to be very useful. And even for me, even though I know these things, to read them again, to listen to them again was really good. I rated this book 4 stars. The next book that I read is a fiction book, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is a part of a trilogy, and this is the first book in that trilogy. This is a soft fantasy book. It revolves around a cafe which has special powers of taking you to the past. Now it is not easy to go to the past when you visit this cafe because there are numerous rules, and one of the rules is you have to come back to the present before the coffee gets cold. And also, even though you go to the past, you cannot change the future, but even then people are interested to see how things could have been different if they could go and not change but experience or do something differently. So the premise is very interesting, but I found that the writing was very plain. It was very repetitive in many parts. The rules were repeated again and again. Simple things were overemphasized, and that is why I rated this book 3 stars. And I'm not even interested to read the other 2 books in the trilogy. The next book that I read was this, The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. I had heard nothing but great things about this book, and finally I got to experience Madeline Miller's writing, and I'm really happy about it because I enjoyed reading this book. This book is a retelling of Greek mythology. There are 2 characters in this book, Achilles and Patroclus. It's a love story between the 2 of them, and what happens during the Trojan War, how their life gets affected. This book is interesting. There are a lot of twists and turns, and it will keep you on the edge of your seat when you read this book. I rated this book 4 stars. The next book is Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. This book is a 5-star read for me. I've spoken extensively about this book in my video about the best books of 2022. I will link that video in the description box. And the last book is The Guest List by Lucy Foley, and I simply love this book. For many months I was really looking forward to read a great thriller, and somehow the books that I was reading were not actually helping me quench that thirst to read thrillers. But this book finally did what many other books in the past year could not do for me. So this book revolves around this mystery. There's this famous couple who decides to get married on an isolated island, and they have a curated list of people that they have invited for their wedding, and the book is narrated through the different point of views of these guests, and all of them come with lot of emotional baggage, lot of past that they carry with them. So something happens on the day of the wedding that we come to know from the very beginning, but we don't know what it is. So through these different point of views, we are taken to that incident, and why it happens, what happens. For that you have to keep reading, and it is very addictive. You can't keep it down. So I think that is what a good thriller does to you. I rated this book 4 stars. So yes, these were all the 6 books that I read in the month of December, and it was a pretty good reading month for me. January is going very slowly for me. So far I have finished reading just 2 books, but the books are really interesting. Both the books were 5 stars, so I could not have asked for anything better. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and yes, comment.